grew up in that. You say my Indian parents never imagined that it was acceptable to read books all day.
Yes.
Can you expand on it a little bit?
Yes, so I would say that my parents, and from my perspective, it's very hard to know what is quote unquote typically Indian and what was just particular to my upbringing in my home. So in my home, the only books that we possessed were my mother's medical textbooks and my father's engineering books. We had no other books. And so, I grew up very early on. I was completely absorbed by novels and by reading. I kind of lived at the library. I would walk there by myself from a very early age, especially by today's parenting standards. And my mother was neutral / accepting of my reading. My father was vehemently opposed to it. He said novels were garbage. He would get angry at me for reading. I think because on a certain fundamental level, and as you maybe can infer from this, he was a very difficult and quite toxic personality. I think he sort of viewed my reading material as a betrayal because he knew I wanted to sort of escape my circumstances and even just mentally to want to escape and be somewhere else. He took that very personally. So he didn't want me to read. And I was pre-med through college. And my parents, because they were so pragmatic, because that was their disposition, I don't think they ever thought that a life in the arts was possible. I think that a lot of their choices were fueled by a kind of anxiety. And so from their point of view, the idea of being an English major, I dropped pre-med, as people do, and became an English major, and then I got my PhD in comparative literature. And to them, these choices weren't simply slightly inadvisable. It was as though they thought that I might become homeless. That was their level of concern. So